Welcome back to the Sunoco Royale, the stage number 2 of the Sunoco Royale, which we will end and decide a champion today here in Homestead, Miami Speedway in Florida, lots of advancements going on because there's been some sketchy stuff happening. But on pole position, Aiden Shepard, after crashing out from Vance Caldwell, who has been confirmed to sit out Brazil. Caldwell was given last, but he was also given a 10-place grid penalty, so he lines up 11th. Then it is Eric Monaco. Eric was one of the fastest guys in practice, but he just did not show too much speed in the actual race, and then wrecked out in the later stages. So Eric Monaco probably not going to win the Royale today. Then it's Carson Bowers and Hans Windhelm, both involved in the same incident. Eric Monaco was late race, which led us to that one-lap dash at the end. And two more people involved in that incident, Alexander Rowe and Sean Angel. These 6 probably won't have any chance of winning the Royale. They're just here to play spoiler and possibly get the stage win. Then it's Philip Scott and Skylar Johnson, who Skylar Johnson started 5th in the first stage and just didn't have the speed to match some of the people at the front, and she lined up pretty far down the order alongside Philip Scott, whose season still isn't going so well. Then it's Jack Halleck, your stage 1 pole sitter, who had contact with Carson Bowers into the rear end of the pack with damage and just never recovered, alongside Dan Bartlett, who started pretty bad, gained a lot of spots, but then dropped back near the end. He still lines up pretty far back. Look through the pack, there's Caldwell in 11th. Will sit out Brazil, so this is the last race you'll see him until Argentina at Ubamba. But other people through the pack, the people who we think can win, you'll see them all at the back here. There is your stage 1 winner. That's Max Anderson lining up at the tail end of the field. He has opted the inside lane on the start, which is obviously the better choice here, as the inside is much better out in the starts, but once they get up to speed, that outside may start coming in a little bit. Anderson chosen the inside on that back row. You see Carlson, Monaco, Pericles. A lot of people have their eye on Nick Pericles to win it all, seeing how he dug his way from dead last all the way up to where he finished in 4th. Which being able to do that in 70 laps is not too easy, but he did it nonetheless. So Pericles definitely a huge threat out here to win it all. As the command has gone out, other people who could play a factor in winning it, people up here like Lorenzo Log, William Brock, Kieran Mulcher could definitely play a part in this. Hell, even people like maybe Connor Hurley and a possible Laughter Stucco could play a part in winning this Royale. I would say anyone in the top 20 has a chance to win it. Top 20 in the first one, which goes from Anderson all the way down to, yes, still has a chance, Audra Baranowska's, the reigning Sunoco Royale champion. I think anyone in that top 20 in the first stage does have a chance to win it. And it could go either way. Just depends on who can jump to the front the fastest. Who has the most speed in their car today. No one's going to have problems this time. God, there's like 3 problems in the last one. But as we come out, Aiden Shepard will not be able to win the Royale, most likely. But he's going to go for a stage win and prove that he deserved to win this Royale before Caldwell took him out in stage 1. 70 laps to decide the Sunoco Royale Season 4 champion as we round the final corner. We'll probably be crowning a new champion today. We'll have to see who they are, but Aiden Shepard will lead it down to the green flag here in Homestead. Green flag is in the air. As expected, Aiden Shepard got that jump. He's really fast. He was really fast in stage 1. I'm wondering if they changed anything in the car at all. I wouldn't see the logical reason why you would want to do that with how fast his car is. He could pull away and dominate this race. Rowe making up positions already. Rowe started around 5th. He's now led his way all the way up into 2nd. Gonna maybe start hunting Shepard. Shepard was right at the front until the halfway point of the race. Around then, it was around lap 30 when his incident occurred between him and Caldwell. Caldwell's strikes have been eliminated, so he now is back at 0, but he will be sitting in a race out. There he is back there. He cannot win the Royale no matter what. No way it can happen. So, yeah, same with Shepard. Shepard really doesn't have a chance. It's up to the guys at the rear. Who are we looking for back here? Look for Anderson. Fitzwater probably has it right now. As we stand. Fitzwater probably has it. He's been making up a lot of positions since the start, and he was another person a lot of people were looking at to win this Royale. He's a very strong, very consistent person. He was given the title Mr. Consistency in his championship in Season 2 because of just how good he was. So, if Fitzwater were to win this Royale, no one would be really surprised at all. Because he's Zachary Fitzwater Sr. He's already reached people like Baranowska's. Yeah, it's definitely Fitzwater right now. Anderson's starting to peek into the picture, but the more Anderson peeks in, the further Fitzwater gets away. The problem for Anderson, though, right now, is the person he's trying to get away from, he's forced into a draft with, and that's Carlson. Carlson finished P2 back in the first stage, meaning he has to separate somehow, and Finguy's going to be that separation right there. Anderson checked out from him. He does not want to stay in this draft with Carlson. As we look back to the front, though, Rowe challenges Shepard for the lead. This is lap 6 out of 70. Got Eric Monaco. Goes behind. These guys really don't have a chance to win the whole thing. They're all just here for glory and just to see if they can win this stage. They cannot win the Royale, though. But here comes Eric Monaco for the lead on both Rowe and Shepard. Shepard backs off. He knows what happens in 3-wide situations. He knows that firsthand. Oh, but here comes. These two actually had a fight break out after the race. So, Caldwell and Shepard. So, having them meet back up in this race, a lot of people are probably going to be scared about this. Hopefully Shepard does not want revenge. Oh, now Caldwell jumps high. I think they're going to hook up in a draft. I don't know how this is going to end for them. Let's look back at people like Fitzwater, though. Where did Fitzwater get now? Anderson's closed. I think Anderson's closed enough. Yeah. Anderson now has it. Anderson's got it for now. It's a Fitzwater battle. So right now, Anderson sits 22nd. That would be a score of 23. Everyone else is out of that right now. Oh! What a save by Chase Dunbar! Wow! Saved that car, went into the wall nonetheless, but he saved it. Very good job out of Dunbar. And he's not going to go down pit lane. He's going to keep trucking. That was impressive. Oh, but they're 4 wide. Oh no, Sunoco. Sunoco wants this Royale. But she'll need a lot more position than what she's got. And she's trying to get it, too. Carlson trying to reach Anderson as well. Right now, Anderson has it by 1 on Fitzwater. This move on Bartlett is going to be the move that gets Fitzwater tied. But now Anderson going for the move on Dunbar. So they're going to start seesawing this between the team owner and the reigning champion. But right now, up front, it's Rowe and Monaco, still 1-2. Carlson, though, is starting to jump through the order. Watch out for Carlson, because if Carlson just gets ahead of Anderson, it's Carlson's. Because it all matters on your finish at the end of the race for a tiebreaker. At the end of the race is the end of stage 2. So if Carlson can finish in front of Anderson, it's Carlson's. Other than if Fitzwater can maybe get a few more spots. But Louviere really putting on the pressure in that, yes, Dogecoin, number 83 car for Maverick GP. Trying to challenge the reigning champion, Chris Louviere, really trying to make a name for himself. He got 13th in his very first race. That was stage 1. He's trying to climb through on stage 2. Maybe he could be going for a full-time ride next season. Because if he can impress enough people, he could get that ride. And with the way he's going with Maverick right now, it's looking pretty good. As if I'm correct. Yeah, Rowe was the highest Maverick GP car in stage 1. The other ones being, let's find them, Duncan in 22nd, Rowe in 28th, and Halleck in 24th. So Louviere was the highest ranked Maverick GP in stage 1, so he's definitely turning some heads. Gotta keep it going. If he's able to get past Anderson, that's going to be back to a 1-point deficit between Fitzwater and Anderson. But with Anderson being held up, Carlson is going to be given some time to catch up. He needs to. Let's look at the front. Shepard's regained the lead. We didn't really look at the leaderboard. Fast lap on track out of Chris Louviere. Still turning heads at a 28-1-1-2, which is a little bit faster than Vincent's time in stage 1, if I'm correct. But Vincent already 4th fastest in this stage. There is Duncan, who... With Duncan taking 6th, he currently has 28 points to his name. Or no, he's 7th now. Arndt is 6th. 7th, that's 29 points. It's still not close enough to Anderson. Because Anderson now sits with 19. But Louviere trying to make it 20. Paulson's there too, who could play a factor in pushing Anderson back. It's a very sticky situation for Anderson. He has to keep pushing forward. If he goes back any further, that's going to be bad for him. Because that's going to give Fitzwater more space between him and Anderson. And it's going to give Carlson a little more space to get to the front. Fitzwater making move after move, though. He knows Anderson's coming. Oh, if he can just get past Windhelm, that will be the spot. They'll be tied. So it'll be 19 and 18. No, it'll be Fitzwater's. Fitzwater has it now. Now the pressure's on. What can Anderson do? That was a very good move. Very good push to get through this pack. And Fitzwater putting so much pressure on the one of Anderson. Can't forget about Carlson, though. 25 points. Not too far back. Drafting with Roush, Ducol, and Jackson, which were shown to be 3 pretty fast people. Roush didn't show too much speed, but the 2 people behind him actually did. Especially Jackson, who has performed some really crazy moves in the last one. Anderson starting to get through. He now has it. I think it's a Fitzwater-Australia battle to the finish. But you never know what could happen as Shepard fights with Rowe up ahead with Halleck joining the group. Halleck tried to dive low, tried to make a 3-wide move. Did not work. Now side by side with his teammate is Shepard in the lead. But the biggest fear for them now is the fact that that 59 is closing, and he's closing fast. A 1 and a 5 would be the best performance anyone's had, but the problem is Anderson is very, very close. As he's now down on the inside of Louviere, making a very solid move on Duncan now. Oh, and he closes the gap back to right there. Fitzwater cannot seem to get away. Rowe gained the lead. Just saw that out of the corner of my eye. Now Anderson trying to put himself right behind Fitzwater. They are now together. What can Fitzwater do? He has to just hope that Anderson makes some sort of mistake. Problem is, when will that mistake be made? Oh, Halleck and Monaco make a mistake. It's not a mistake out of Anderson that's going to stop him. It's a mistake out of Halleck. Because now Anderson held up. Fitzwater goes around them. And Anderson is stuck on the outside. Fitzwater has clear air. Where's Anderson going to go? Because now he's trapped in a 4 wide. Oh! There's been a wreck! Caldwell's involved! Oh, they're gonna race back. I think it's gonna be Rowe. I think Rowe has got it to the line. And across the line they go. Ooh. We also didn't take into effect, Vincent is playing a part in this. Vincent P5. And P11, that's 16. Fitzwater would be 14. But they're all in the pits now. They're all diving down. No, Vincent's not missing pit road this time. And everyone else joins behind, led by Mulcher in the second pack. Mulcher, slow down! Oh. And Mulcher's got front end damage now. And that's why you don't go that fast into pit lane. But let's go see what happened in that incident first. As they came out of 3 and 4, the 4 wide tightened them up. Anderson clipped Louviere, Louviere clipped Caldwell, and they all started going around. That was just a racing incident because they were 4 wide, they were touching, and it just, when it's 4 wide in Homestead, everyone knows something is bound to happen. Doesn't always actually happen, but it did this time. Ugh. Because of that, Rowe leads it down. We'll be back. Now we'll watch him on pit road. As the leaderboard's down, so we can actually get a good view of this. Rowe leads it in. Rowe right now is at 29, not close at all to being able to match for the win of the Royale. Angel at 30, Shepard at 35. Oh, Angel and Windhelm, they touched in the first one, the first stage, and now they're touching again. And there is the difference. A few spots separate Fitzwater and Anderson. That's the battle for the Royale right now. I have to see how they actually came out. But Sean Angel has gained the lead. Ironic that the caution happened at about the same time that the Shepard and Caldwell incident happened. And Caldwell was involved in this one, but it is confirmed Sean Angel will be leading it down to the restart. Sean Angel started on the front row in the first stage. And it didn't end too well for him as he got in an incident with Windhelm at the end of near the end of the stage. And they got contact again this time. Right now, as we stand, Fitzwater sits at 12. Anderson sits at 11. Vincent is the closest one from there at 17. Don't count Carlson out either. He's there. Only a few spots down from Anderson. One good run, and Carlson could be there. Carlson currently sits at 16, right ahead of Vincent. So, Sean Angel, currently 28 points. If he were to finish as we stand, will lead it down lap 35, coming to 36 to restart stage 2 of the Royale. Green flag back in the air. Get that leaderboard back up as we start off. Everyone in a straight one trying to get around Caldwell. Oh, everyone trying to flinch wide to get around Caldwell and Carlson. That wasn't what you needed to do at all. You needed to get around Caldwell there. That's going to give Anderson the gap he needs. Problem is this going to cause a caution because of Caldwell slowing the pack, tightening them up. Now, Carlson's gotten free, leading the second pack. He needs to start a sprint towards Anderson. He has to catch him. Like said, he just needs to be one position ahead of Anderson, and it's Carlson's championship. Which that will get their team, which will get Scott Ganassi their second ever Royale, which is their second in a row. So, never know, but Carlson being pushed wide, this isn't what he needs. Anderson still has it, and now he has it even more. A 2-point gap over Fitzwater. Fitzwater sits at 12. Anderson sits at 10. Louviere still coming through the pack. Louviere trying to make his score 23. The most Louviere can, or the best score Louviere can get right now is 14. Right now that's already going to be below Anderson and Fitzwater. So he needs more of a mistake. Finguy has caught Rowe. Jeffrey Finguy, where was he? 14th. Going for first. He's going for 15 points now. If he can get the lead and win this race, that's 15. That's actually not too far. But he'd still need a mistake out of the guys behind. And knowing Fitzwater and Anderson, they're not people prone to make mistakes. Bartlett does not have a chance to win this Royale at this point. Oh, Vincent was going to be at what looks to be 15 at the time. He can get 12, and that's another incident behind. I saw someone hard go on the wall. I think that was Stu Cole. Yeah, that was pretty hard. Let's go see what happened. They would be coming around 3 and 4. There'd be a lot of confusion. I'm not sure if Dunbar's at fault there. That looks a lot like the Caldwell incident. We'll have to take a look at that. The stewards are going to go back and take a look at that in just a moment. Okay, so this incident may look the same as the Caldwell-Shepard incident, but they will not call Dunbar for this. And there's a reason why. Unlike Caldwell's incident, if you look, there, Stukel moved down on Dunbar. Stukel thought she was clear of Dunbar and tried to come down low to block, but she was not clear and would take a pretty nasty hit there and would spin around, and that would end Stukel's day and hopes of winning the Royale. Stukel thought she was clear and made a mistake, and that's going to cost her. Alexander Rowe will lead it back once again as Fitzwater fights with Vincent for another spot on Anderson. This could be crucial. We never saw this. And who got it to the line? Vincent. Let's see by how far. None. 0.02. But this still hands it to Fitzwater at a tie. We'll be back. So we line back up. No one pit. Right now, the Royale leader is Fitzwater. Fitzwater currently sits at 11, and so does Anderson. But the tiebreaker would go of who has it at the end of the official race. That would be Fitzwater. So Fitzwater, your current leader in the Royale, trying to go 5-6. The best score in the Royale history is a 10 out of Chris Dodd in Season 1 when he went 5-5. Can Fitzwater best that? 45 laps in, coming to lap 46. If I'm correct, this will be 25 laps to go this time around. Zachary Fitzwater trying to bring it home, but Alexander Rowe will lead it down to the green flag once again. What factor will Caldwell play this time? Will he stop anyone? Again, he stopped Carlson last time. Everyone's getting through this so far. And once again, some people dive low. Philip Scott not going to be able to flinch wide in time. And once again, Anderson is going to be able to get a little more of a gap on Carlson. I think this battle is just between the Fitzwater Australias. I think we are going to see our first ever Fitzwater Australia Racing Royale winner. Now Anderson fighting with Louviere as Fitzwater trying to get into this pack. Rowe leading over now Bartlett, which Bartlett's putting on a show. Where did Bartlett finish? Right now he would be at a 25. Not good enough. Vincent now slipping into 4th would slip into a 15. Getting a 12 would get him one step closer to Fitzwater, but Fitzwater making the move for P5. He now has tied Chris Dodd's score. Fitzwater showing why he's the Season 2 champion. Why he is one of the greats. Fitzwater sits at 10. Anderson going for 10. Louviere would be the spot he needs. But if we know Louviere, he does not want to give that position up to anyone. He has been gaining positions. He's been fighting for positions. And the one person that Anderson probably won't want to face for this spot, the two people ahead of him. Louviere and Jeffrey Finguy. These two are oh so good at, like, Finguy's oh so good at speedways, but Louviere's been oh so good today. He's been fast. He's been consistent. He's been able to get these moves done real good. Louviere is just so fast, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take Anderson to get through him. Also got to wonder who behind could play a factor. Who behind could climb the order? Brock sits at 19. It's a possibility that he could play into this game. Leaderboard backup. Who has the fastest time? Anderson. That's something no one wants to see. Wasn't recent, though. Shepard and Rowe fight for the lead with Bartlett in a podium position in Stage 2. Not in an overall podium position, but in Stage 2. Bartlett trying to be able to get a ride. Maybe trying to avoid going to lights so he doesn't have to fight through it. To go into the elites. Carlson fighting for 17th. You're going to need way more than that, buddy, if you want to win this thing. Jackson, though, is a very good friend of Carlson's. If these two can hook up, they maybe will go to the front. And then two of the people that are under William Carlson Jr. at Monarch, Philip Scott and Hans Windhelm, are not far behind. He has a team right now that could help him. The problem is Jackson going to really help him? Because Jackson's in this thing as well. He could win it. He just needs to get to the front. No, Jackson wants this for himself. Jackson getting a little greedy. But he has a long ways to go. Right now, Fitzwater has been dropping position, and this has closed it. And now Anderson has it at a 10 compared to what is a 12. And Louviere Oh, we said Louviere was a problem for Anderson, but it's going to be a problem for Fitzwater now because because Louviere has caught him. But Brock has caught Anderson now. Brock's sitting at a solid 18 right now. Trying to at least get a podium spot. But we're coming to 15 laps to go, and Shepard proving what he could have done if he wouldn't have been crashed in stage 1. What could have been for Aiden Shepard? It would have been his 4th career win. It would have been a huge confidence booster going into the latter half of the season. This could have been a huge boost, but Shepard got crashed out by the lap car in front of him. Vance Caldwell. Which cost Caldwell a lot more than it cost Shepard. But now, Caldwell's gonna cost him more! Wow. Caldwell going to do even more damage to Shepard. I think that might have been a little bit of revenge for beating him up. There was a big fight that came out. But now he's stopping Fitzwater! And there goes Anderson! Anderson has it now. No doubt. Bartlett trying to win stage 2, but he's got to hold off Rowe and Vincent. He won't. Rowe gonna go right around him. There's the experience difference. Rowe in his 4th season, been here since the beginning, compared to Bartlett, who's just here for his 1st race. Vincent, who's also been here since the very beginning. Shepard, who's also been here. He was the 1st ever winner. Angel's been here since season 2. Anderson's been here since the very beginning. Louviere is still cutting in front of Anderson, though. Still keeping Anderson behind. Someone else coming into the picture now. That's Pericles, who has jumped his way up. He's at 17 now, going for Finguy. He's on a mission. Don't count Pericles out yet. He could do it. It's still a high possibility that Pericles could win this Royale. Never count anyone out, because anything can happen. And Fitzwater trying to regain the placement on Anderson. That's going to shift it. Not as much as he would want, though. Anderson now going to be at 11. Fitzwater at 14. Pericles at 16. Finguy is too far, 25. Finguy would have played a part if he was at the front, but he's not. Bartlett had it again for a moment, but Shepard regained the lead. And Louviere blocking once again, trying to keep these guys behind him. And Anderson regains the spot on Fitzwater. Fitzwater's going to need a lot more than one spot, but the guy who could give him another is going to be Pericles, and another could be Finguy. But I don't think Louviere is going to give this spot to Anderson that easy. This may come down to the wire. Don't forget about Vincent either. He's at 14. Everyone is tight in this battle for the Royale Championship. And right now, it's Anderson at 10. 9 and 1. Pericles is here. On Fitzwater. There he goes. That's another spot for Pericles. Oh. Anderson needs to worry about pinning. Vincent's around. Oh. My God. And there's more contact. Paulson's in it. Vincent goes around. And they're going to race it back. If we had a caution at 65, we're going to be going green again. We're going to have possibly 2 laps to go. Shepard leads it back. We will go green again, I can guarantee it. But this is going to get intense. Anderson, Pericles and Fitzwater are going to battle to the very end. What happened to Vincent? Vincent could have played a huge part in this Royale. He was going for trying to stay in third, but he would make the same mistake that Sunoco made, thinking he was clear on Angel, and they would take each other out, and Paulson would slam the back of Angel and knock himself out of the running. And Vincent goes from being in a possible Royale champion position to being out of it completely. Louviere did have the spot on Anderson, so these three will line up one after another. We'll be back. So we believe it's going to happen this time. This should get exciting. Now that they're this close, it will be, if I'm correct, it will be a 2 laps to go. It'll be a green-white checkered. Oh boy. To decide it all. And the only 3 who can play a part in this that are close enough to do anything are Anderson, Pericles, and Fitzwater. Brock could, but he would need to win the race at where these people are now. If we stopped Anderson where he is now, if he got 7th and Brock were to win, Brock would still lose. He needs Anderson to lose 1 position, and that would be on Pericles. If he does, and Brock wins the race, Brock will have the Royale. So it all comes down to how this 2 laps to go, this 2-lap dash, the green-white checkered plays out. 2 laps left in the Sunoco Royale for Season 4, and someone will be crowned in 2 laps time. Who will it be? Leaderboard down. We gotta have this leaderboard down for now. Leading it down for the final time of the race. Next flag will end it. It's beneficial. Next flag ends the race. Aiden Shepard will lead it down to the green flag 1 last time in Homestead. Green flag out for the last time. We're looking back here. We're looking at Pericles. He has to make a move, and he will. Pericles wasting no time. Pericles, he could. It's possible. It's more than possible. It's something that could very well happen. If Fitzwater can get this move, it's Pericles. Nick, Pericles could have just come from behind. White flag in the air. He needs Anderson to lose another spot, or he needs to gain this spot on Louviere. And I think he's going for the Louviere spot. Pericles, where does he sit with Louviere? He's not there yet. He needs Fitzwater to do something. Or he needs to get Lorenzo Long. To the line. Did he get him? Did he get him? Did he get the Royale? Is it Pericles? It's a photo finish between Log and Pericles. That's the decider. They're all wondering. They're taking a look at the tape. We'll be back in just a moment. Did Pericles just steal the Royale from Anderson? What a late race charge out of Nick Pericles. You can watch it here. Pericles coming down the back straightaway, hoping to possibly take this away, and he gets the momentum to do it. He dives down the inside of Lorenzo Log, and as we come to the line, he would not get Lorenzo Log. That means Max Anderson is your Sunoco Royale Season 4 champion. Pericles put up one hell of a fight, but it will not be enough. It was just barely not enough. Look at this leaderboard that they're putting up for us now. hundredth of a second is what cost Pericles the championship in the Sunoco Royale. Nick Pericles came that close, and he will not get it. Max Anderson brings it home. Oh, that was intense. Let's go look at your finishing results. Alright, I just did some calculations to see if I was in fact right on the Royal Champion, and we were. Max Anderson goes 1-8 to become the best Royale Champion in history. The lowest score we have seen at a score of 9, beating out Christod's 10. Pericles ends with 10, will get second in the Royale by 1 point, by 2. You can see it there. Less than 200ths. That's got to be both a big confidence booster going forward in the season, but a big devastation for Nick Pericles that he came that close. 200ths cost him. And third is in fact not Fitzwater, as Brock did pull third. So he will get 11 points. If he would have won that race, he would have won the Royale. But he did not get to the win. Brock ends with 11 points and finishes off the podium with Full Frontal Motorsports. So Fitzwater Australia will take home their very first Royale. Anderson, my God, that was an exciting run to the finish. That came down to the wire. But, Pericles pulled it out. Or, no, not Pericles. Whoa. Anderson pulled it out. Pericles didn't pull it out. Just barely. Congratulations, Max Anderson, taking it home. We don't have to look at the points because no points were gained today. If you want to refresh on the points, go back to the last race. At the end of the race, it will show the points going into Brazil. Keep in mind, Caldwell will not participate in Brazil. He will be sitting out. So, that leaves a 30... Not a 30, whoa. That leaves a 41-car field to start in Brazil. Armory Digital. We'll have to see how that works out in Rio de Janeiro. Congratulations to Max Anderson, your Sunoco Royale Season 4 champion, joining Audra Baranowska's Vance Caldwell and Chris Dodd. And he is going down as a legend with how successful he really is. Congratulations, and we will see you guys in Brazil. Ciao.